How about that?
Thank you. Okay. If I could get opening to the March 26th zoning board of adjustments meeting, everyone please rise. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all. Okay. Any viewers that hopefully this is being going, you can see it. We did have a problem with the camera. We think we resolved it. But you're going to see that there's only the members here tonight due to the coronavirus / COVID-19. There's been some major changes. As I'm not sure a lot of the people watching know, the governor has put a restriction on 10 people any gathering, which would be definitely over that if we held more than basically the members and an applicant. So tonight we do have a case, but we'll get to that. But right now we're just going to do our monthly stuff that we have to do for the first meeting after the elections, and then we'll go from there. So as the pre-existing, I say pre-existing because that's what it was, chairman, we're going to go to, obviously no public comment. We're going to go to appointment of the chairman. We have a motion for a chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I move that you remain as chair.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The
Aye.
chair doesn't need to. Okay, then we'll have a vice chair. I think this year I'd like to have Mr. Skillings if he's interested.
Sure.
And a second?
Fine with me.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so I will remain as the chairman. Mr. Skillings will be the vice chair. As alternates, we have Sherry Glazier, so she's not here tonight for a good reason. And I should say that we're excusing Sherry and Mr. Bullo for reasons due to the coronavirus. And Mr. Bean is our alternate for 3 years. He's present, because I know you probably can't see him on the camera. So, as I said, no public comment. Okay, now I'm going to call the town planner on my phone, because he wanted to be part of this input about the case that we are to hear.
Phil, you're such a handsome guy. You should have stood up and took a bow or something.
Are you sworn? Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, Ashley, can you get him an application thing for us, please?
Can you fill that out? Do you have a pen? Need-
No, I need
Well, he told me to call him.
Patient.
Your
young
call
man.
has been forwarded to an auto.
Well, Bruce, call me if, you see, I tried calling you and you didn't answer. But we have a public that walked in. Basically, we were closed to the public tonight.
Okay.
Was there, well, the reason being is because the governor said no more than 10 people in a gathering. All right, so,
Yeah.
so do you have business with the board tonight, or are you just here to,
I thought for the,
that's gonna be pushed off?
okay, I didn't know that. So
Okay,
that's-
well, we're gonna get into that right now, but no one really knew what was gonna happen until,
All right, so she just nixed this.
you're welcome to stay. I mean, we're under the 10 people.
That's okay.
Okay,
Yeah, no, I'm good.
all right. So, we're off to the public hearing for case Z, as in zebra, 2020-1. Special exemption from Article 3, Section 3.5, Table of Principal Uses, E, Sales, Rental of Recreation Equipment. Applicant proposes to open a motorsports dealership starting out with primarily used product of motorcycles, ATVs, and snowplows at property located 818 White Mountain Highway, Milton, and the commercial residential zone, map 32, lot 143, owner ZJBV Properties, LLC, applicant Lobo Realty, LLC. As I've been stating, due to the governor's orders of no more than 10 people per gathering, I've been advised to do this reading. Given current state of emergency on the COVID-19 pandemic and the governor's order prohibiting groups of more than 10 people combined with the statutory requirement for a public hearing on this application, I'd like to continue this application to April 9th, 2020, in order to allow time for the possibility of the governor issuing an order to address this situation or for the Attorney General to provide guidance. Lobo Realty has agreed to this delay. We want to be sure we do this right. I move that we continue this special exemption application Z as in zebra 2020-1 to April 9, 2020 at 6 p.m. No new notices will be sent out to abutters since we are continuing to a date and time certain. Do I have a second on my
Second.
motion? Mr. Brown is a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 So, to
Can I
summarize,
Can I ask a question?
sure.
Was that the fellow that's involved in this?
No, not that I know of,
All right.
no.
Right, so they got notice that there was gonna be a push.
Actually, what happened is, we tried everything in our power to come up with a way to abide by the governor's rule. We tried having a computer that people could type in an email to Ashley. We thought about having a phone, but that's only one line. We thought about all kinds of things.
Yeah. No, I just didn't wanna feel like we had told this guy there's gonna be a meeting about this, and he shows up, and we tell him there's no meeting.
No, I talked to the applicant, and I told him we weren't sure probably to the last minute what was gonna happen.
Okay.
So what hopefully will happen, and this isn't, big secret. The attorneys feel that there is a way to make this happen. They just have to figure it out, make sure we're 100% correct, that there would be, it's like a conference call thing.
Yep.
So the people interested would call a number, and then put an access code in, and then they'd automatically be involved with the conversation, what's going on in the room. But they would not be present in the room, obviously.
Okay.
So we're waiting to hear on that. We're waiting to see if the governor says that local boards are exempt from the 10, maybe go back to 50. We don't know. We just need a little time. The applicant agreed to
Okay.
April 9th. He understands that this isn't our doing,
Yeah.
that it's especially after today, where the state is on a request to stay home. So
Yeah, it's okay, Stan. I felt like this guy might not have gotten notice, but if he's not part of it,
No.
I'm fine.
The Lobo Realty has a representative, who's Charlie Thatcher, the company? Norway Plains.
Yeah. Okay.
They're gonna be representing, the last I knew, representing the applicant, and they're not here, because Ashley told them that we never got everything approved, so.
Okay,
All
good.
right?
Good.
The only other thing I do want to discuss is the bylaws, and I do have to discuss the bylaws. At the last meeting, we have the same board as last year. Last time, and we waited to this, hopefully this meeting, that I wanted to make a change that would make it so that anyone who was not excused had 3 continuous absentees or 4 in a ZBA year would not longer be on the board.
Right.
Do you want to address that tonight, or would you people want to wait till we get more people involved?
But I would suggest you check what statute says,
Okay, we can do that too.
that a statute will control. And I believe a ZBA member may be removed by action of the selectmen.
Correct,
Yep, I did
correct.
see that.
Well, all the, I as a chairman can do is get permission from the board to put together all the information for the Board of Selectmen, what our reasoning is, and then they take it from there with a public hearing. And then it's out of our hands at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this board can remove anyone, because that's not the case.
That,
It's a Board of Selectmen can, only one have the authority.
yeah, you have inefficiency, you have neglect of duty, and the third round draft choice that I forget.
I mean, we can wait till we get more people, and this is all said and done, this, hopefully this virus calms down and we go back to norm, if everybody wishes. But if that's the case, we have to legally accept the existing bylaws tonight.
It's fine with me. I think the last item was on malfeasance in office.
Oh, do they, okay, New York uses malfeasance, I never know what state.
Yeah, it's written
Now
down.
something.
Yeah.
It's in our packet.
Yeah. So if you want, if this board thoughts are to wait, then someone needs to make a motion to accept the bylaws as written.
For discussion, I will make the motion to accept the bylaws as written.
Do we have a second?
I agree with that. I
Okay.
second.
So it's open for discussion.
The discussion would be, it would be useful, I think, that the bylaws continue through the next board until and as they are accepted and changed. If that's not clear, it would be a useful courtesy for future boards coming along to know that they weren't in a vacuum, that the old bylaws were still there, and they would work under them until things change. The second point would to make more formal, because I don't remember, I didn't know there was going to be a quiz, to make more formal how the board itself, of its own authority, can, at the moment it wants to, change or suspend the bylaws. And the phrase they always use is "for good cause shown."
Right, in the bylaws right now, I believe it's written that upon a motion and a second, that we can address the bylaws and change with a unanimous, not even with a majority vote.
Yeah, so no complaint.
Yeah. Okay, with that said, I'll take a vote.
Aye.
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 Aye. So so it's 4-0. So you got that, so hopefully the next meeting. Another thing, there's two things I want to do. What I want to do this year, and it should have been done, it's not something, but when I was reading our bylaws, going over different things, I think we got to get the alternates more involved. The alternates legally can sit up at this desk, ask any questions they want to the applicants, but they just can't vote unless they sit and seat for someone.
Right.
And I think that's something I'd like to practice this year, because sitting out there not thinking you're part of it is no good. I don't like that idea. I think that alternates, they're nice enough to be an alternate. They should come up, they have any concerns, they can voice it, but they just can't vote on the final decision.
Right.
Or any of the straw votes. All right, that's one thing. Secondly, I would like to make a motion that we do not accept any applications for a minimum of 2 months until we get this coronavirus/COVID-19 issue under hand. Any new applications?
Unless and as directed by town council.
That's a given, but yes, okay, because I can always be overridden by RSA or case law or whatever. So, yes, I will agree with that language added. Do I have a second?
Do I have a second?
Mr. Brown with a second. Vote?
Aye.
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 Aye, 4-0. Okay, anyone else have any other concerns or remarks or anything they'd like to voice?
No, let me ask the issue on the alternates. Is your intention to invite them to every meeting, or?
They are always invited to every meeting. I make sure
Yeah.
they get the information for every case.
Right.
Because
Okay.
we don't know what's gonna happen. We had one meeting last year for Mr. Williams didn't show up, we wouldn't have had a meeting.
Yeah.
He just showed up on his own.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't know we were gonna be lacking, you know, it was just Mr. Skillings and I here.
Right.
So, but yeah, they're always invited. But I think, because I remember when I first was invited to come on the board as an alternate, and my thoughts were, if I'm not gonna be involved, why do I wanna just sit there twiddling my thumbs?
Yeah, right.
I think I want people, and they might have some good questions too.
Yeah.
You know, you might come, you know, stuff we didn't think of.
Right.
So,
So
Usually do.
do you, I don't know, how many alternates do we now?
right now we have 2. I'd like to have one more. We have a 1-year position open.
Yeah.
I think we can have, what, to 5?
5.
Good, yeah. I mean, I'd love to have 5,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot to ask.
right,
But if we had 3, and that way we'd have 1 for 1 year, 1 for 2 year, 1 for 3 year,
right.
then it, you know, drops off like they're no differently than us or the Board of Selectmen,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
And we did that with the library trustees, because it's good to have somebody in training, so that you don't all of a sudden jump to the table and feel that you are the deer in the headlights of the month club.
I agree. And with the way this virus is, who knows who might not be sick but can't go anywhere because they're quarantined for 2 weeks.
right.
You know what I mean? Who knows what's gonna happen? So I'd like to, you know, get some more people if we could.
Well, I wonder if we might get more alternates if they knew that they would be in attendance and have a voice in the decision or able to ask
Well,
questions.
that's part of the reason too. I mean, this wasn't my idea. I just noticed it when I was reading some bylaws and so forth, that they can.
Yeah,
And I'm saying, then they should. If they can, why not?
right.
So that's something I'd like to implement and see happen, that any alternates that come, be involved. They sit up here,
Yeah,
they just,
I agree.
again, they cannot take a straw vote and they can't take a final vote,
Yeah,
because there's only can be 5 people voting. So, anything else? Anybody else has to say? No? Make a motion, anyone make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you for coming, thank you for,
Bill?
Steve, for sitting in the seat again this year.
Yeah, you know, I'll be,
Yeah, well, we just a motion to adjourn. so.